Bang Jam, I watch every one of your silly videos. I'm your biggest fan. Oh, not.
Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
Alright, so I got attacked by a police helicopter. See, most stories about the police, you're like, oh, I got pulled over, or somebody's like, oh, I almost got arrested, but nope, I got attacked by a freaking helicopter. So basically one Friday night, I was out with a group of friends, nothing out of the ordinary, we just decided, hey, let's drink a little. Okay, so we were gonna drink a little, you know, like a little glass, of fruit punch we were gonna drink. But nope, we ended up drinking like a whole gallon of alcohol. Like a gallon of milk, but pure alcohol. Basically death for your body. So by this time, we're smashed, right? Like we're tripping over the ground and we think that fairies are living on the earth. We're like walking around and be like, whoa, is that a pixie up there? No, there's no freaking pixie in the room. We're just all super smashed. And so while we're drunk, some kid brings up the smart idea. He says, hey, why don't we run around and go knock people's fences down? Like, why don't we just run into the neighbors' yards and just full-on body check their fences and knock them over? And so, as any normal person would say, no, we're not gonna do that. That's stupid. Why would we vandalize people's property? But that's not us. We literally did this. We literally went into people's yards and ran into their fences and knocked them over. So I guess after a while somebody called the cops, and I don't know why you would call the cops with a bunch of 19-year-olds bowling your fences over. Oh my god, we're so stupid. I don't even know why I exist sometimes. So anyways, we're just happily running into people's fences, knocking them over, probably causing thousands of dollars in damage. Now that I'm looking back on this, we're so stupid. So we're doing this, and obviously someone calls the cops. So we just keep doing it, and we had no idea that somebody called the cops, but it was happening. Little did we know that a helicopter was gonna come. A police freaking helicopter. No, they didn't send cars, they sent a freaking helicopter. Like a chopper, like an attack helicopter from Call of Duty. So we're drunk, and we hear this noise, like, oh, what is that? We're drunk, we're thinking we're all hallucinating, we're like, oh, no big deal. Then we see over the horizon, we see lights, and we're like, oh god, it's the end of the world, and we're all drunk, so we literally think the apocalypse is coming, so we're all like running for our lives, being like, oh my god, the world's gonna end. Some of us are crying, we're all in an emotional wreck, and it's just awful. So we're all freaking drunk, and this giant freaking helicopter comes over the tree line, like over the horizon, and we all just start laughing. We literally laughed. We're like, haha, this is funny. We got a police helicopter called on us. That's not funny. So, after a while, the realization of the fact that a police helicopter had just been called on us kicks in, and we all start to freaking terrify. We're literally running around the streets, bumping into each other, falling on the ground, and then suddenly, this police helicopter turns on its freaking spotlight. Like its giant freaking police helicopter spotlight, brighter than the sun, and it just starts shining down the street. And we're at the end of the street, and it starts at the beginning, and we're like, we're done, man. We're going to the jail for the rest of our lives. So we're immediately trying to think of what we should do. And before we even decide on something to do, this freaking helicopter starts like shouting things. Like the guy from the helicopter started shouting things, but we're all too drunk to understand what he's saying. It sounded like blah 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 blah. You know when a freaking police officer is shouting out of a police helicopter with a giant spotlight on it, it's not to invite you to dinner. Like it's just not. We immediately booked it into the forest in the nearest school across the street. So we're in the forest and we're like thinking about what we should do. And there's one kid with us who we don't really know too well. Like he just came along for the ride, and he was, I don't want to be mean, but he was fat. And we all decided, we came upon the decision that we're gonna sacrifice the fat kid. We're gonna take the fat kid and we're gonna tell him that we're going somewhere else, but we're actually running this way, and we're gonna tell him that we're running that way. So we tell the fat kid that we're gonna run up the forest on the right side, when we're gonna run up the left side towards my friend's house. So we all go 3, 2, 1, and he books it out the other side, and we're running towards the thing. We like, oh my god, we're probably just sent that kid to prison for life. And we make it back to our friend's house, and all we're thinking about is like, what happened to the fat kid? Like, is he dead? We're looking outside, and the police helicopter is still circling around the neighborhood, and we're just looking out the window, and we're like crying, and we're like screaming, and we don't know what to think. We think the fat kid's dead. I don't even know, man. But in the end, the fat kid did not go to prison. I don't know how he got away, but somehow he managed to get back to his house, and we kind of met up later, and he was really freaking pissed because we basically just gave him up to the police. I'm a complete idiot. I have no words for myself. Me and my friends are absolute retards. I have a ton of other retarded stories, so if you guys want to see more videos like this, like me just basically telling you stories, let's break 2,000 likes on this video. I'm an idiot. This has been Bang Jam. Peace out, guys.